Well, GM, G to the M. Great morning, my friends. DJs, Diamond Hand fam, Forge and Fuel crew, super soldiers, one percenters, pioneers, pivoters, pursuers, builders, brothers and sisters, hermanos y hermanas, mamas y papas, anyone I may have left out, and anyone in between. Welcome back, and welcome into the best way to start your day. It's time to get fired up at Forge and Fuel, baby. Woo! I am your humbled, honored, and clearly always hyped host, Colton Capp Swirl One, and I can't thank you enough for choosing to stop by, hang out with me and my guys, and dive down some motivational and inspirational rabbit holes unlike any other. Now, let me be the first to tell you, we got one hell of a show on tap for you here on this wonderful Wednesday morning. It is January the 22nd, 2025, and I hope you're ready to become alive because episode 652 has more inspiration, more motivation, more good vibrations, and more high-level conversation coming straight your way over the course of the next hour to hour and a half or so, baby, then you're going to know what to do with. But before we dive into those aforementioned vibes, I must humbly ask you to do a few things. If you can find it in that big old heart of yours to do me a couple favors this morning, maybe you could find a quick second, too. Smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you're currently ingesting the Forge and Fuel podcast on. If you are watching on the old YouTube, you might as well hit that notification bell. or smash the shit out of it as well, so you don't miss the start of a live show or any additional content dropping here on the channel. And if you're enjoying this morning's program, you might as well hit that little like button, the old thumbs up, one time for the one time, so you can help the algo go and flow on the old tube of the U variety. But maybe you're watching the show on Rumble. Maybe that is your viewing platform of pleasure. So with that being the case, maybe you could hit a subscribe button over there. Maybe you could smash a notification bell. Maybe you could hit a like button as well and help the algo go and flow on the Rumble. But maybe you don't watch it on either of those platforms. Maybe you enjoy watching this morning program on X. And if so, this is for you. Maybe you can hit that heart. Maybe you could hit that quote post. Hell, you could even smash a quote post. Oh, I said quote post. Repost, then quote post. And then let the people know on the X timeline why you tuned in live in prime time to Forge and Fuel this morning. And last but certainly not least, if you're listening or potentially watching to this podcast on your favorite podcast directory, like Apple, Amazon Music, or maybe even Spotify, maybe you could take a quick moment to hit a subscribe, give us a follow, or maybe even leave a 5-star rating, as it only helps us grow and flow on all those platforms as well. Shout out to all you beautiful humming beings tapped in, tuned in, locked in, live in prime time, ready to start your day the right way here at Forge and Fuel, baby. My friends, can't thank you enough for being here. Can't thank you enough for hitting all those buttons and helping us get in the algo and help some people start their day the best way they've started it in ages. But maybe you haven't hit those buttons. Maybe you're not helping us do that exact thing. And if so, let me tell you a few things. Maybe this show makes you laugh. Maybe this show makes you cry. Maybe this show makes you think. Maybe this show makes you sit there and go, "Ooh, I ain't ever heard of it that way before. That's some pretty good perspective." Well, if so, don't be a hoe. Share the show. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Let somebody know. And we will proceed with this morning's program.
Don't be rude.
Yes, that's right. 45 and now 47, President Donald J. Trump. Oh, does that sound sweet to the ears? I can hear the liberals crying from here. Somewhere, I just woke a liberal up, and they just woke Donald Trump up. I've been listening to Liberal Tears soundtrack on repeat to start my day and finish my day, and let me tell you, it is just some good vibes. Good vibes for sure. Gives you a lot of positivity about what's coming here in the future. Who's to say?
Thank you very much. That's really nice. Thank you.
We love you, DJT. However, you've heard some noises. You've heard some sounds. You've heard Donald John Trump. You've heard some glass breaking. You've heard some bells ringing. That must mean the soundboard man, Mr. Producer, the transitioner, the all-around social media manager of the Diamond Hand fam must be here with us this morning. He is the one, the only, the lightweight slinging, the iron pumping, the bowling ball bench pressing, Derek DZ Snow, DEEZYY. What up, my guy?
Lightweight, baby!
Yeah, buddy. Hey, we had a hell of a back day yesterday. Shout out to, well, not together, but I had a hell of a back day. Referring to me, myself, and I. Who's to say, who's to know? Shout out, Deez. Appreciate you, my guy. Thanks for getting this show started the right way with your boy. Now we got another guy that can help us really get this show started the right way. See, without him, we only have half the vibes. Well, maybe we have the full vibes, but I got to bring it twice as hard. See, we put our whole ass in, but I got to go find another ass when he's not here. You know, and I only got one ass attached to my body, and it's real nice when he can just bring his ass to the show and we can both put our full ass into it and see where it goes. So, my friends, the forge to my fuel, the yin to my yang,
What?
the fire to my water.
What?
I guess fire to my ice. That's a little bit better. I was thinking about the LA fires for some reason right there. T's and P's to all you people. Fire to my ice.
What?
He is the bamboo shoots to my long paths in the Tokyo forests.
What?
Hey, that was pretty good. My friends, enough jacking around. as we welcome in the owner of the Grandpa Ape Country Club.
What?
He is a lead pro on the GACC greens, if you will.
What?
He is a professional DJ who may or may not be working on a few of his own things. Who's to say, who's to know if I got a little sneak peek live into primetime last night on a little FaceTime? Maybe just someday you're going to have to show up to a local club Riolet, and you're going to have to catch a vibe, and you'll start to feel him deep down inside, and you'll say, whoa, is that man up there a human iPod?
What?
A purveyor of positive vibes?
What?
A curator of high-level energies?
What?
A certified PLP pusher?
What?
My friends, the jet plane flying,
What?
McLaren driving,
What?
Rolex rocking,
What?
Jesus piece dangling,
What?
the man, the myth, the legend, the one, the only, with an emphasis on the one.
What?
He's over there in that corner, weighing in as the heavy hitter, Mr. Turned Up himself, DJ Swirl One.
Big cup, baby.
Great morning, Swirly D. How we doing?
I'm doing amazing. I'm alive. I'm awake. I got everything going. I'm up. Hey, I didn't shave today. I really don't care. I didn't feel like it. Just so you know. I'm trying to get like you. Great morning, everybody. Hope you're doing amazing. I'm doing just spectacular. You can't beat me to the chat today. I don't know if you noticed, but I beat my alarm by a lot. I don't know what happened, but I woke up and I was like, I'm like really awake.
You're hot in it, dude.
There's no way I was going to be able to go back to sleep. So I was like, yeah, you know what? Let me just get up. Let me get all this done, handled. I got a lot of things to do today. That's what it was. My brain was, so I had to take a moment. And I had to, just to get myself recentered. I drank a whole bunch of this before I even started any of this, in case you didn't know. Hey, look at that.
Yeah, boo.
Yeah, buddy. It's a good one here. Oh, right here. Yeah, yeah.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Oh, and man, the Java today. Oh man, I'm telling you, it is hitting, and it's a little warmer today, but it's gonna snow. So I can't win for losing around here. Just can't win for losing, my friends. It's just the way life is right now. I don't know what to say, but you know what you can do? You can help somebody win because
wait a minute. You've been my personal weatherman for the last 3 days, and it's really starting to piss me off around here. I'm talking about.
Bro,
I didn't
realize I have to like look at the weather now.
Fuck! I didn't know what was coming. I had no idea. I was all happy, high ho, silver. Now I'm gonna be dragging my knuckles the rest of the show. No, I'm just kidding. Damn, I didn't know we were supposed to get snow today. Ain't
Oh
this?
yeah, 50% chance, which tells me it's gonna happen, dude. Just gonna tell you, just tells me it's gonna happen.
No, that's just 50% of the surface area. That's just a little dusting. You ain't got to worry about. You ain't been in Chicago long enough. You just wait.
I'm already enough. As 22 degrees below zero yesterday was plenty for me.
That was dog shit, bro. That was
However,
dog shit.
So, if you guys are paying attention and maybe you're doing things this morning, but you know what? You could do us a little solid, because one of the things I did was post. See that right there? See that? Posted a nice little picture of the setup right now. And there's a link right here to said page where they can go and see. And the link yesterday, for whatever reason, was broken, but it's not today.
Nice.
So if you go in there and you were to go ahead and post it out, put the link, somebody might actually click on it and you might find a new friend in here. So do us that. We'd really, really, really appreciate that. That would be a solid for us today. However, other than that, it's hump day, right? Hump day?
Yes, it is. Wait, hump day! Why can't I share your stories to my stories, bro? That really agitates me.
Oh, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I can. Never mind. Here it is. I figured it out.
Got him.
I'm like, I tagged you in it.
It was in the wrong spot. Yeah, sorry. This new Instagram update has me a little confused. Sorry.
So, two things I want to make. Hey, my point yesterday about somebody falling through the cracks did get fixed. So I just, hey, shout out DJ Moon. See? Little patience in our golden age. Okay. Like I said, let's not fly off the handle and act like the media around here. Also, I feel really bad for Jared's kitties right now as they come back with less than they left with. So there's all I have for that.
Yeah, shout out Swirl One. Just put that on my story. Shout out to you, man. That was a pretty dope ass picture. That's on there. So, yeah, I've been there, done that. Shout out to Jared Albright's kitties. The first couple hours back home from a little spay or neutering is always fun because, that animal is just doped up. I mean, doped up beyond all unrepaired. They're fucking trying to move and they can't. I mean, blah, blah, blah. You should have seen Matilda when we got her spayed. Oh, I got a picture of her. She was so pissed off at me. She finally made it to the bed. And she sprawled out on the bed, just all fucking forward, spread eagle, and she got her head cocked up in the cone because she had a cone on, head cocked up in the cone, just looking at me, side-eyeing me like, you son of a bitch. I hate you so much right now. It's the best.
Bruh.
Oh, and then some of you might remember Scooter. You definitely remember Scoot, and so do you, D's. We were over. I think we were watching a Thursday night football game or something. We were just hanging out. He was still living like 10 minutes away from me. And I was just feeling so bad, Matilda having this cone on. She had it on for a whole week. I was like, oh, it's pretty close, whatever. Let's just take it off for a little while. So we took it off. Boy, oh boy, if you don't know how to get a cone back on a cat's head, you're never getting that fucker back on. And Scoot was so scared of her with her claws. Oh, it was a mess. I've been there. I've done that. Who's to say? Who's to know? Don't take the cone off their head. No matter how bad you feel for them, Jared. I'm telling you, kitty. Ooh, who's to say?
There's a reason they say the whole week with them cats, man. 2 weeks or whatever it is.
Oh, hey, I just saw we got a request from the chat. Somebody says, how come we never hear DZ's voice on Forge and
We
Fuel?
have, though.
Even just a GM. Well, they have for sure. But I mean, why don't we say hi to DWZYY? What up, Mr. Producer?
Great morning, Live Dog. Great morning, everybody.
Oh, he's got the show play. He's doing a million.
He's doing all the stuff.
That's Mr. Producer right there.
Look at that. He's got it.
Hey, if you
He's
guys
got the free feeds going. He's making sure it's live working. It's not, all the different things going on.
And if you don't know, you won't know. This man is running the Diamond Hand pages now. Everything you're seeing out there, the post, the good shit, he's got some stuff out there. Shout out to DWEZYY, man. Wouldn't be able to do without you, guy. Shout out to you, buddy. All right, friends. You know what time it is. We got a little opening banter. We're feeling good. We're feeling great. The energy's high. We'll celebrate a little bit more, and then we'll conversate and debate and see what way we go. Right now, my friends, it's time for a little chuckle. It's time for a little laugh. It's time to get this show started the only way we know how to really get this show started. And my friends, this morning, we welcome back on a group of gentlemen that joined us a long time ago. And they joined us from a Skype call. And Swirl One shared this with me, and I'd seen it a while before, and then he shared with me, and I said, oh boy, that's some good stuff. And you so vaguely remember a young man was interviewing for a job overseas, and he showed up as he thought he should show up, and boy, oh boy, did that cause a riot. Well, a few of those men are back on your screen today. And they're not interviewing anybody. Rather, they're just having a regular old fun conversation. But, maybe they start to pull a couple of punches. They start to throw a few jabs, and things start to go in a whole new direction. My friends, back on Skype, we are this morning.
We're making fun of her nose.
Yeah.
It's even better this time. Oh, fuck.
Laugh, dude. Oh my. Who
Oh.
laughs like that for real? she crushed him.
These, just one more time. Just
Guys were making fun of her nose.
Yeah.
Bro.
Oh my god, dude! My neighbors are gonna think I'm killing somebody, bro.
Bro, he disappears totally off the screen and just.
Who needs an ab workout, bro? When you have that this morning? Oh my god, dude! Jeez. Hey, I'm sorry to the neighbors.
Oh.
Somebody's out there going, "What?"
Oh, that's a good one. I saw that yesterday on the old Facebook, and I said, "Boy, oh boy, that's the one." We got to bring those boys back. Oh shit. Oh. Ooh, just the way you. I'm sorry, man. I'm broken. I can't fucking. Ooh, okay, bring it together, Cap. Bring it together, Cap. Come on, here we go, kid. Here we go. All right. Oh fuck! Sometimes your morning laugh breaks your hope. Woo,
Man.
my friends. Back on the Skype call. Your morning laugh. Who's to say? Who's to know? Oh man.
Dude, she was trying to be mean, but then he started laughing. He couldn't even handle it anymore.
She said, "Take them pieces of dentine out of your fucking mouth before you make fun of me, asshole." Ooh, all right. Oh, Okay, here we are, 24 minutes after the top of the hour. My friends, we're feeling good. We're feeling great. The energy's high. The vibes are high. Everything's high. I'm high. Swirl's high. How are you? Who's to say? Who's to know? So, my friends, let's keep these vibes rolling. Let's keep this show going. Let's get on the proverbial perspective train and start steaming down the tracks of change as we slide and dive into your first segment of the day, where you might want a little notebook and maybe a pen or a pencil or something to keep track of the knowledge and insights about to come your way as we get into your sharpening session. Alrighty, my friends, here we are back live into prime time on episode 652 of Fuerge and Fuel on this wonderful Wednesday morning. It is January the 22nd, 2025, and I hope you're really ready to come alive. If you're not already, oh boy, you missed the whole beginning of the show. I don't know how you're not alive right now. However, we got some good perspective, good thoughts, good things, and I think this is going to stir up yet again another high-level, high-quality conversation. So if you haven't checked the title of the show, if you didn't see the thumbnail, who's to say, who's to know, let me be the first to get you up to date on what we're going to conversate about here to open up this morning's program. The opening topic of the day, my friends, is
going where no one else has gone before.
Oh, yeah! Going where no one else has gone before.
Okay, that was Star Trek, so
That's pretty badass. I like it. I like how it is. Hey, it was real smooth, real nice. I like that, man. Going where no one else will go. And if you looked at the title of the show, you looked at the thumbnail, you saw that it was a warrior standing in the valley of the shadow of death. And I've talked about that over and over and over and over and over again, how during the course of the consistent, persistent pursuit of your passions, you're going to have to make decisions where you got a fork in the road. And left is rainbows, puppy dogs, unicorns, and ice cream, and the 99%. And right is muck and mire in the valley of the shadow of death, and the 1%. And most people choose the 99% over and over and over and over and over again. And yesterday at the gym, it kind of hit me why that is. And we've talked about a million different reasons why that might be. But I posted something out on X while I was at the gym, and only a few people saw it. It is what it is. I have no idea how I have 6,500 followers and no one sees my shit. Try being Ted Logan with 100,000 followers and no one sees your shit. Who's to know? However, if you didn't see it, this is my original quote. I just was thinking this in my head as I was working out. I said, damn, that's too good not to put out somewhere. So I posted this, and I kind of refined it since I posted it out. Capp 45, Colt 45, Capp original, whatever you want to call it. It's the vision within the mission that helps you make the tough decision. It's the vision within the mission that helps you make the tough decision. Think about that. Everyone sees the mission. Hell, you even see the mission. But you're the only one that sees the vision. You're the only one that knows what will happen if you turn left and go to the rainbows, puppy dogs, unicorns, and ice cream. You can play the tape forward. You know what happens if you go right into the valley of the shadow of death, into the muck and mire. You know what that vision is. You have that internally inside of you. Nobody else can see it. And without that vision, making decisions is not possible. Anybody can get on a mission. Anybody can start to put one foot in front of the other. But if there's no vision behind it, there's no purpose behind it, there's no why, if you will, you'll never complete that mission. Think about this mental image for a moment. You're in your favorite pub, your favorite bar, whatever it is, and they got a dartboard over in the corner, right? And you've been filleting and slaying the whole damn bar all night long, to the point where there's people lined up to play you now. And people are starting to kind of circle around the dartboard. Look like, oh, hey, you see this guy? Like, he's smacking those darts right now. They play 501, 301 cricket. He's knocking them down, right? Do you see this guy? Everybody's starting to pay attention, and they see that dartboard, right? And they see the game you're playing, and they see the 501 and the 301, and maybe they see the number coming down, or maybe they see you closed out 20 playing cricket, but they don't know exactly what you're going to do next. They don't know your vision of how you're going to throw those darts, of how you're going to hit the target. They know that's your ultimate goal, that's your mission, but they don't know your vision of how you're going to actually get there and go 20, 18, 7. Triple 12, triple 2, 4, whatever you need, they don't comprehend. That's why sometimes when you're watching these massive dart tournaments and guys hit a triple 20 3 times back to back, people didn't even know they need that, and that X out the whole damn board, and a 0 shows up and the whole place erupts. Everybody knows the mission. Sometimes they can't see the vision. All the time, they can't see the vision. And short and sweet this morning, I'll leave you with these thoughts. Vision is the thing that keeps waking you up in the morning. Vision is the thing that keeps lighting that fire under your ass. Vision is the thing that is the why. And if you don't have vision, you're never going to accomplish the mission. Everyone can have a mission, but it's easy to give up on. It's easy to have a mission. Think about New Year's resolutions. Easy to have a mission to get back in the gym, to get yourself physically fit again, to start eating the right way, to start saving money again, to start investing the right way. Whatever it is, it's easy to start that mission. But how often do people quit? Not everyone can have a vision because it's not easy to give up on them. When you can see what other people can't see, when you see things and moves and you see the path before you that no one else can see, it's hard to give up on that. But when you're just doing a mission because it's cool for social media or it's fun to talk about, it makes you feel good for a few weeks while you're trying it and then you end up giving up. Everybody can do that. So, my friends, it's the vision within the mission that allows you to make the tough decisions. Without vision, I'd argue you can't make a decision. Who's to say, who's to know? Just some thoughts I had on some things I threw out on the topic yesterday. Hopefully, it was some good perspective. A bomb from the background. Shout out DEEZYY. Swirl One, what do you think about the opening topic and those thoughts, my guy?
Hey, I love it. And also, I do like, well, going where no one else will go. And so I did start this morning, and the first thing that popped in my head when I saw this, even last night, and I didn't really spend too much time on it, but when I saw it, I was like, is Capp watching Star Trek, dude? Is he a Star Trek guy? Is that his thing, or what's
Not a Trekkie, bro. I'm not a Star Warsy. I'm going to be honest. I've never watched.
Just so you know, I'm going to tell you. Okay, so here's what it says when you start the Star Trek. It says, these are the Voyagers of the Star Trek Enterprise, whose 5-year mission is to seek out strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before. And then, like, it plays the music and shit, right?
Beam me up, Scotty. That's fucking sick. Beam me up.
I get fired up. So I started thinking about that, and I started writing. I was like, you know what? DHMGGACC. Huh. We might be on a mission very much like that. Star Trek, okay. Web3, whatever you want to call that's done, whatever. Right? Now we're on some whole different shit. So I think about this. So I kind of put, we're going to look at strange new worlds. Well, strange new worlds, well, we talked about it the other day with David Goggins. People are going to look at you like you're strange, like you're misunderstood, like they don't understand what's happening. How do you think of that stuff? Oh my gosh, are you crazy? Are you about to do what? Yes, to others, where we're going is a strange new world. That's correct. But to us, it's the land of success. So maybe when we go seek out strange new worlds, we're really looking for a new world for our life, for our people, for our community, for everybody around us to flourish in. Not one that they can sit in the rat race and just go in circles like the sheep do, right? We're waiting for the staff or the rod, right? Next up, maybe we are seeking new life, right? It says seek new life, new civilizations. Well, in that life, maybe we are trying to reinvent ourselves in that time. Maybe that's what's going on as we go through these 652 episodes, as we keep posting in the gateway, as we keep showing up to networking meetings. We're seeking out a new life, something that breaks us free of all the things that we've done in the past, all the things that we thought we couldn't achieve, all the things we thought we couldn't overcome. And maybe that new civilization, because it says new life and civilizations, maybe that's new networks. Maybe the civilization you're living in right now doesn't serve you. Maybe it's a cage. Maybe it's not a circle. Maybe there's nobody around you that fits your future lifestyle, but maybe fits what you've been doing in your current and past life. So there's a lot to say about, hey, going where no one will go. Just thought about that for a second. The other thing too, you brought up darts. And it's funny because I played darts for the first time in, I don't know, 5-6 years. I don't even remember. But now I actually own a set of like weighted darts, and they're all the stuff on them, and they're really cool, and they're supposed to like be perfect or whatever. Because I was getting into it a long time ago for whatever reason. And my buddy was like, let's go play darts. I'm like, all right, cool, let's go. So I'm sitting there and I'm talking to a guy at the bar. He's just talking, don't even know who he is. And he's just trying to find a friend. So he's playing darts next to us. And I don't know the rules of any game. I've never played any of this stuff, whether it's all I know is there's the dartboard. You're supposed to hit the middle. That's all I've ever known about darts. So every time I've ever gotten a dartboard, you know what I do? I just try to hit the middle, right? So the first time I get there, oh, you go first, Swirl. You got this. I'm like, all right, no problem. I was like, stand right at the little thing, and I'm like, and I didn't even waste time. I just threw them. 1, 2, 3. Bullseye, bullseye, 20. Everybody looked at me like, who the hell is this guy? And I'm like, what? You're not supposed to hit the middle? And they're like, you're supposed to go with the numbers, but I mean, you already cleared your bullseye. You already hit your 20. And man, I didn't even know what the hell I was doing. Well, sometimes it's better when you don't know how to play the game because the rules will confine you to something that you have to stay within. Somebody says stay within the buoys. Well, you know, if you don't know the name of the game and you look up and you see a bullseye and you hit it, sometimes that's how the mark gets hit. Sometimes it's better not to know the rules of the game. Sometimes it's not better to know the journey because then you can make your own road. You can create your own path. Lastly, vision. Thought about vision a little bit. Vision is frequency. It's your vibration. It's what you see as your vibration. And your vision is you knowing that you're not at the right vibrating point. You're not on the right frequency, but your frequency that you see is right. It's right there. That's the goal. I can see it. It's right there. So you have to tune in. Sometimes you have to, just like the knob, right? A little crackling back and forth until it finally works. Then all of a sudden you got to dial, boom. And then it comes in clear. That's why they call people dialed in. Because when somebody's dialed in, they know their frequency. They know how to operate. They're humming at the same frequency as everything around them. That's why they call it dialed in. There's no other reason for that. So what you need to do is find your new civilization, find your new people, reinvent your life, find a vision that you can see the frequency for, and dial it in.
That's fire. That's fire. I like the perspective. Big fan of the perspective there, DJ Swirl One. Man, you tripped my trigger again when you started talking about darts because darts is my thing, man. Bar games is my thing. Darts, pool. My parents owned a dart league and a pool league. My mom owned a pool league. She just ended up selling it. She's almost all the way out of the business. So I grew up in bars, as crazy as that sounds. What the hell? Hell of a childhood that was. I grew up in bars, and I love playing pool. I love throwing darts. And when I got to college, shit, everybody wanted to play darts. There was a little spot called Brujas, and we'd always go down there and play darts. And I'd just be whooping people's ass. They're like, why are you? What? I'm like, man, I've been playing darts and shit. I used to shoot pool when I would hold the damn shaft and be sitting on the damn table, for crying out loud. I couldn't even see over the table. So I love this stuff. And I had a buddy that I worked with, Corey Reed. Shout out Creed, my guy. I know he tunes in from time to time. And we would go every single day after work, and we'd go either to Copper Top or the pub, and we would go shoot darts. We'd get a couple of, who's to say, who's to know if we went Sambuca or Rumpelmans or something crazy. We just got to, Malort, who knows? We just got the gears turning, and then we'd get us a nice pitcher of Bud Light or something and then enjoy some darts. Well, we were both equally good at the darts. So when you're talking about, we knew what we were doing, sometimes we'd be trying to go back and forth so hard. We'd be messing up and whatever. And then we'd invite a friend who never played darts, or my girlfriend at the time who didn't even give a damn about darts. And she'd show up and absolutely kick the fuck out of us. She didn't know the rules. She didn't care. Just toss the darts, whatever. And us over here, like, what the fuck? Damn it. It's wild how when you don't know the rules, you perform better. It is so wild to think about any game, anything. It's almost as if you start to put limitations on yourself because of the rules and because of certain things. And you say, I can't do this. I can't. Okay, it's never been done this way before. Man, I think about rocket scientists, whether you believe we're getting off this thing or not, or we even have the ability. Rocket scientists still, at the end of the day, the point still stands is that they work on things that don't exist yet with the vision that by the time they get to the things that they need in order to create the things that they don't exist yet, they will have come up with the mathematical formulas and created other things that allow them to create those said new things to get to the ultimate vision and goal and end the mission. So I'm not saying I'm a rocket scientist, but I'm just trying to operate like they do. I'm trying to believe in the vision. I'm trying to make the right moves. I know there is some next steps along this mission we're on as me and Swirl both know as we start to make some moves here in the Windy City, and as we continue to hit those marks, hit those steps, the vision just gets stronger because we're creating things that didn't exist. And if we can create the things that didn't exist in the small ways along the path to the ultimate destination, whatever that is, there is no destination. There are no rewards. We're just trying to provide the most value we can. If you can't see that, you can't see that we just show up trying to provide change, trying to help you dial in to the right frequency with all the bullshit, the nonsense. I mean, the video I made yesterday went fucking bananas on TikTok. People in the comment section losing their minds, both sides of the coin, talking about how the media doesn't even need to push propaganda anymore. You do it for them. You buy into every fucking thing. And these red pillars and truth seekers, man, I love you guys, but you got to chill the fuck out. Like, and not everything is a conspiracy. Not everything. And I love that stuff, but relax for a moment. Like, oh, Russ Ulbricht, he's going to be in jail for the rest of his life. I told you. See, last night he was freed. I mean, you just got to slow down for a moment. You just got to relax for a minute. There's so much shit going out there. And I realize that I'm on a soapbox right now, Swirl One. And I see I'm tripping triggers. I realize with my content, what's my niche? What's that? And I'm not going to try and be anything I'm not. My content is laugh, cry, think. And I'm the media. I want to help people understand the truth. And with whatever I make, laugh, cry, and think, you come to my page, you're going to get some form of motivation, some form of making fun of somebody or a woman or whatever the hell, my reactions. You've seen those millions of times now. And you're going to get something that'll make you cry, think, whatever it might be. Some perspective on the news, on the real world. I'm just committed to what we're doing. I'm persistent, consistent. I'm not going anywhere. And I just want to help others tune in to what I've been lucky enough to tune into myself. So who's to say, who's to know, man? So thoughts, you're tripping my triggers left, right, and center.
I love the jump into conclusions part. And I do like a red pill just like anybody else. But I also know what patience is. And that's why earlier you saw in the chat, I made sure and shouted out our boy DJ Moons earlier yesterday because he was all up in a ruckus of all the millions of things that happened good yesterday. The one thing that you could possibly get mad about, you found it. We talked about it the other day. What you focus on, your brain's going to just amplify. So immediately you think, oh my gosh, this is the end. I can't believe it. See, I told you it was all bullshit. And you don't give anything time to progress. And nobody, again, the whole Rome wasn't built in a day thing is exactly where we are right now. We got a lot to do. And it can't happen overnight. Here's the other thing you got to remember too, and I was thinking about this morning, is on that same token, you have to understand with the patience that you have with that as well, you have to understand this time's going to go by extremely fast. This next 4 years is going to go like this. It's going to fly. And then what are you going to have to cry about and bitch about? Because the guy that everybody hates can't run for president anymore. So now what are they going to find? They'll just find another last name to be able to slander and throw through the mud and all that. So it's going to be a cyclical thing. That's why we keep trying to seek out new civilizations and new life, because the life that we're living right now will keep putting you back in that cycle. Will put you, the big rat, right back in the maze and then move your cheese and make you go find it again. What we're trying to find is where the fucking exit is, because you know what? I'm creating my own cheese and I'm trying to make my own cheese. So therefore I don't have to depend on their cheese to make something happen. Above and beyond that, you talked about the rules of the game. And a lot of times, yes, there are, there's a lot of advantages to knowing the rules of the game. Don't get me wrong. Some people who know every rule to the game can be the best ever. Look at Bill Belichick. He can manipulate the game to the utmost degree because he knows every rule to the penny so that you can exploit him to that point. You can walk right up to that line. But there is also something great about somebody who walks into any type of event, any type of sporting, anything, and they don't know what they're doing. They look at it through a new lens and they find new ways to make something work within the confines of what they know and their talent. And that doesn't always fit what everybody else does, but it may not be against the rules. I mean, let's just go back, and it's kind of funny. It's kind of a joke of a movie, Happy Gilmore. Everybody goes, well, he can't swing like that. Well, he sure damn did the entire movie. I know it's just a movie, but the point's the same. He figured out a way to play within the confines of the rules with the talents that he had. That's a prime example. Again, just a movie, but an example of how you can make the game work for you with the talent you have, even though you've never swung a golf club in your entire life.
Man, with the metaphors and analogies this morning, Swirl One. Sheesh. You know, I got a Luke Belmar clip for the second. Wow, I just said an I haven't said an for a long time. Wow, that was crazy. That just wow. It's might have been 720 some days. Holy shit. Wow, that was wild. I have a Luke Belmar clip for the second segment of the show, and I was watching a Luke Belmar clip yesterday, and he was talking about how people tell him all the time, you got lucky. And he said, yeah, I grinded my ass off. I stacked a bunch of guap. I had a fucking nest egg, and I dumped it all into crypto. Yeah, I got lucky. So what? Hate me. I made all my money off of Bitcoin, and now I do what I do. What's the problem? Yeah, I got lucky. I decided to make the right moves. And you're about to start seeing that exact thing happen around here. And if I wouldn't have dumped all my money into worthless fucking NFTs, it would be the same thing for me. If I would have had the same mindset when I found the fucking NFT space, it would be the same thing for me. But it's all right. We're in the right spot now. That wasn't my time. That wasn't my page. I needed to get to where I'm at right now. And you better bet your ass I'm doing the right things this time around. I'm not missing the boat, because there's going to be a point in time where being a whole coiner is not a real thing. It's fucking impossible. You're not going to buy a whole coin unless you are on the upper echelons of society. And then even then, you're probably like, well, why the fuck would I do that? Okay, it's probably reached a peak now, for crying out loud. 200 million? Goodness gracious, how the fuck did it get here? Wow, this is insane. I bought in at 1,600. What the fuck? $200 million? Wow, this is wild. Hey, no, I'm just saying. And, you know, another thought on that, I saw Ted in the chat. Shout out our boy Teddy. He's going to be on Decoding the Divide tonight with Bill. You know, you talk about expanding the network, and that's part of bringing them on. I mean, and bringing guests onto this show too. You know, we could sit and talk all day long and dial you into the right frequencies and everything we're talking about. But at the same token, it's great to connect with other people like that, who we see, who think the same way, who maybe might be in a different lane, total opposite end of the spectrum of flat earth and motivation. And yeah, I do get into the red pills and the truth and try and bring the media out, but to be able to connect and say, oh shit, those guys are just like me. They're on the same page with me. They shit. Oh, well, if they can do something like that, then why can't I take my little thing like soap, like Simply Soapology, and take it to a whole new level? Why can't I have 100,000 followers off of soap? Why can't I start making Jared Albright? Why can't I get 1,000 followers on TikTok if I just stay consistent and keep posting pictures of Tico and Charlie? Shout out to you, my guy, who can now officially go live on TikTok because he's just been grinding. That's it. He shows up every day, makes a post, makes something, makes a video, and he's not afraid to post it. He doesn't care who doesn't like it, who does like it, who tells him that it's the worst video they've ever seen, who said it's the best video, it changed their entire life. He doesn't care who sees him dancing around on the timeline, making fun of him. Oh, look at this skinny little gay guy. Fuck that guy. You know how many people probably say that? Some people who look just like me and Swirl, and how many times we don't say that, how much love we show to that guy because we know his value. I don't know. I got trigger strip left, right, and center this morning, DJ Swirl One. This is some good shit right here.
We have been going where no one has gone. I'll tell you right now, it has been a tough grind. This whole NFT space, having GAC, doing DHMG, doing these getaways, all of that is what people have never done. You know, Basie and all these guys that had all this money and all that, of course, they had to do these certain things. There were certain things that were expected of them when you have millions and millions of dollars. But people don't, I'd say, expect the same from somebody like us for whatever reason. That's why they don't show up to it. That's why they don't buy the tickets. That's why they think it's not going to be any good, because they don't expect anything from us. So therefore, they don't show up. Well, guess what? It grew 2 years in a row. And you know what else? I wear these bands for a reason, because you know why? I'm proud of what we've done. I'm proud of how we put things together. And you know what? Not only that, we're going to continue to strive through this entire year somehow, some way, and make this all work. It isn't easy for either one of us. And it isn't easy when you're on a path and nobody else can see it. It's not easy. Whoa, that was crazy.
Hearing people walking above you, huh?
Yeah. Wow. I was like,
welcome to apartment living.
Wow. So anyway,
there's other people here. Oh,
what the fuck is that? Oh my God, get me out of this and put me in my house. So there is something different about when you are trying to walk a path nobody else has ever seen. It is going to feel different. And people will jump to conclusions about everything that you say, you do, how it's supposed to act, how you're supposed to act, how it's supposed to work, how you're supposed to be successful, the things you're doing. A lot of people will say a lot of times, hey, you know what? That works for a lot of people, but I don't see that working for anybody anymore. Well, I'm not anybody. I'm not nobody. I'm fucking Swirl One. There's a difference.
Fucking cold stroker, man. Nobody fucks with Capp. Capp does the fucking. Who's to say, who's to know? Woo, baby. I can't remember who I heard that quote from. When I heard it, and it was somebody famous. They were like, nobody fucks with such and such. Maybe it was Dice, Andrew Dice Clay. Nobody fucks with Dice. Dice does the fucking. I think that's who it was, Dice. And I was like, oh, that's hot. And I wrote it down. I have a whole notes of just quotes that smack me. And that right there, woo, live that way. Who's to say, who's to know? It's the vision within the mission that helps you make the tough decision. Damn. Good combo this morning here, Swirl One. I thought that would go into a couple interesting areas. Who's to say, who's to know? Got me a nice page of notes.
I thought I had a broom incident going on.
Oh, shit. Nah, man. You ain't lived there long enough to get a broom incident going on. Yeah. Well, some people are miserable enough to, just a couple of days. Like I remember I was building this place. I literally built all my furniture that's in this entire place. It's all IKEA furnished. And it's 8 o'clock at night, whatever. I'm just moving in. I'm trying to build a place, and I'm kind of screwing and whatever and hammering away, whatever, not even thinking about it. And they're below me just thun, 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 thun. So we started off on a bad foot from the rip. They already thought that I was just an asshole, but all I was doing was building my furniture. and so, hey, communication, people. Communication. You have a little communication and shit just might not go south. But then people don't know how to talk, and then they give you dirty looks, and you just want to punch them right in the shucko. Who's to say, who's to know? But, my friends, enough about those pesky neighbors who don't understand these vibes, could never comprehend what it means to walk the 1% path. But you do. That's why you're here. That's why you're tapped in, tuned in, locked in, live in prime time. And that does it. That does it. Done and dusted for our first segment of the day. Your sharpening session, baby. It is now time to get into your second segment of the day, where we watch some clips. We see some other high-level humming beans, talk about a few things, give us some insights, give us some thoughts, and then we dish out our own perspective on top of said thoughts. So, my friends, keep those notebooks and pens or pencils by your side as we slide into your Reaction Refinery. Okie dokie, artichokes. Here we are back live in prime time for your second segment of the day, your Reaction Refinery, here on episode 652 of Forge and Fuel on this wonderful Wednesday morning, January the 22nd, 2025. Hope you're ready to come even more alive, if you're not already. If you're maybe just rolling out of bed, shout out to all you specific coasters if you're just tuning in right now, live in prime time. Let's get into these clips, no hesitation or delay, because we got some good ones today. The first one, something that I needed to hear, maybe Swirl One needs to hear, maybe some other people need to hear. It features a man who has been on this show plenty of times, graced us with his presence and his perspective over and over again in one way, shape, form, or fashion. And this one here is one of the times where it's just him, one-on-one, almost a Skype call, kind of just a little feel like this instead of being in his studio and having a guest. He is the one and only Chris Williamson. And here this morning, he is going to give us a little perspective on some things he learned on why you should seek some joy.
Think it's more noble to treat your pursuits so sternly that the only positive element is the end result and absolutely none of the experience. Things will go well. You will figure it out just like you always have. So actually go and seek some joy. And this was a reflection I guess I kind of realized when doing the live show in Australia and then the one in London, and realizing that everything had gone well and that the live shows, especially in Australia, were fantastic. I'd been so focused on not messing up and on gripping the experience and on controlling everything that when I look back, sure, we did it. The outcome was the outcome, which was really great, but there wasn't a massive amount of enjoyment during it because so much of it was swimming in this sea of concern and vigilance and, ambient anxiety. So I tried to split test it with London and see, okay, what happens if I just try and enjoy it? And it went even better. And I wasn't terrified every single moment. Maybe assuming that things aren't always going to go badly is a strategy that we can all use, basically.
Maybe
I mean, I think it's great because I think a lot of people think things are going to go badly, and what they do is they make sure. They always make sure they have another branch before they let go of the other one, and that's what's crazy. Is sometimes you just got to know things are going to go well. It's going to work. It's always going to work out. I'm going to find a way, and I've been saying that about. I'm glad you played this because I've been saying that about my life right now. I'm telling you. Yesterday, I got a little traction on the new thing I'm doing, and it kind of got me like, okay, maybe I can figure this out. Maybe this is what this is, maybe that. And at the same time, it got me inspired. So I started doing other different things. And all of a sudden it's cyclical. As I find some success in this lane, I start to find success over here as my whole body is completely sore again because I finally got my gym back. I'm getting success everywhere as I just continue to stay consistent. So I think what he's saying is right. You can't have a negative attitude about what you're doing, no matter what you're doing. You have to look at it as it's going to work. I'm going to make it happen. And this might be tough, but you know what? I'm going to make it. This is nothing. I've done this before.
150%, man. 150%. And I was just thinking about the J&J weekend getaway again. And, I realized I wasn't ever really scared. I wasn't ever anxious. I was just knew what we wanted to do and the value we wanted to provide and the entire weekend experience. And it's only gotten better and better and better. And, year over year, it's grown. It's more amazing. It's going to be harder to top this year. And I love every minute of it. I love having that purpose, that passion, that drive. And yeah, sometimes you look at the ultimate mission, right? We don't just only host events, and that's not the end of all we want to do. Just only have the J&J weekend getaway. And sometimes it's oh shit, man, I don't know if I can accomplish that. I don't know if I can get that. And then your brain starts telling you all the wrong things that you're doing and all the things that you can't accomplish, as we've talked about ad nauseum already this week. So you control your brain. Your brain doesn't control you. And you can take that leap of faith. You don't need another branch before you let go of the one you're on. You can just take the leap of faith. And as you're falling down, or maybe you're going a little higher than you thought originally, you'll grab onto something. It always happens. It always works out. Take the words from Chris Williamson. Shout out to the legend. Great perspective here this morning. I am sore as well. I'm sore all over right now.
Me too, bro. And today's leg day. And
I
don't want us are well enough, but I'm going. I'm going.
My shit's messed up. I got a rest day today.
I am completely done.
I got a nice rest.
Shoulders here. I might do it underneath. Right. Oh,
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it real good.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Real good. Who's to say, who's to know? We've been pushing it hard in the old gimnasio. But, my friends, there's your first clip of the day. Time for your second clip of the day here on your Reaction Refinery. This features the one and only Luke Belmar. And he's here this morning to give us some perspective on why you should master the little things.
And make $1 million tomorrow. No, relax. What is the next book about business and leadership that you should read? How should you be working out and eating and taking care of your health? How do you treat your relationship with your mom and your dad and your siblings? Well, that's going to easily translate into how you treat your business partners. So how you do the small things is how you do the big things. And like I said before, you just master building that foundation, building those little bricks day by day. And once you zoom out, you'll see the beautiful creation, the beautiful artwork that you've built with your life. And it'll be a masterpiece for everybody to observe and be like, this guy lived a great life.
Hey, how you do anything is how you do everything. And I was thinking about this the other day after the talk you and I and Jeezy had that day. And, it's why I told you that day, you need to do that more. You need to, put that out there more and do something that the little things that allow those things to come into your life is what is important. You can't think about the end result like, I need to do this and that, nothing's working. Okay, well, what's going to work for today? What can we do right now? What's the little thing that's going to keep prolonging the inevitable, if you will, the wall that comes to your face? You know what I mean? What's going to keep that from coming one more day? And that's why I say you just got to do the little things every day. Yesterday, I did a couple little things that I didn't really have on my list, but they came up on the list. And I said, you know what? I could do that right now. Let me just get that done. And again, yesterday was a day of action of all these different little things I need to get done. I got so much done yesterday and still had time for a creative, still had time to hang out with my friends, still had time to do the things like FaceTime Capp yesterday. I spent some time with him, talked to Panda yesterday, did a lot of different things. So really what it comes down to is take care of the little things so that you've got enough time and space so that when other things pop in, you're okay with it. You can take the time to take care of those as well.
Yup, 150%. And what Luke's talking about is just taking the next step. You can't see the destination through the forest, but can you see the next step? Yeah, those are the next steps. And sometimes building a business, you got to step away from the business to keep building the business. You got to look at it from 1,000-foot view. What's the next right business book you can read? What's the next right mindset book you can read? Maybe you're just so far down the wrong path that you need to get that mindset right again. And, oh, shit, I was looking at this all wrong. Oh, doggone it. Okay, all right. Recognition is the first step to correction. As long as you can recognize that you're missing the mark, then you'll be able to hit the mark eventually. You just got to keep showing up. You just got to keep taking the next right step, making the next right move. And I love how Luke put it. Sometimes it's that simple. It doesn't have to be what's the next step towards building the business, making the thing happen, investing this and that. Shit, because that spins you out of control too. Just what's the next right thing that's good for you, mentally, physically, or financially? What's going to help you grow by 1% right now? Who's to know? Shout out to Luke Belmar, your second clip of the day. What a legend. Your third clip of the day, my friends, features two gentlemen, only one giving us a bunch of perspective, but the other one deserves a equal shout out because he has an electric podcast that has given us tons and tons of information and has given me loads of knowledge that has helped me grow as a young man on my consistent, persistent pursuit of my passions. That man is one Lex Friedman. And he is the host of the Lex Friedman podcast. If you don't watch it, I highly suggest you do. And this is an old show, long time ago, when he had one Mr. Andrew Bustamante on the show. Former CIA spy. Some people still think he's with that 3A letter agency. Who's to say, who's to know? That's still up for debate, not for me to conversate. However, I'm a big fan of Bustamante. He runs, well, that's a bummer. He runs the show. Well, the show and the platform, the business, Everyday Spy. If you don't know about Everyday Spy, I highly suggest you check that out too. But Mr. Bustamante is here this morning to give us some perspective on something I've talked about in the past. I've referenced this before, but it gives it so much power when he starts to talk about it in only the way that he can. I've actually put out a clip of this before. He loves talking about this. So, my friends, this is Andrew Bustamante in his number one secret spy trick.
One spy trick you would teach everyone that they can use to improve their life instantly.
My go-to answer for this has not really changed much over the last few years. So the most important spy trick to change everything immediately is something called perception versus perspective. We all look at the world through our own perception. My stepdad used to tell me that perception is reality. I was arguing this with him when I was 14 years old. I told you so, Dad, you're still wrong. But perception is your interpretation of the world around you. But it's unique only to you. There's no advantage in your perception. That's why so many people find themselves arguing all the time, trying to convince other people of their own perception. The way that you win any argument, the way that you get ahead in your career, the way that you outsell or outrace anybody is when you move off of perception and move into perspective. Perspective is the act or the art of observing the world from outside of yourself, whether that's outside of yourself as like an entity just observing in a third from a different point of view, or even more powerful, you sit in the shoes, you sit in the seat of the person opposite you, and you think to yourself, what is their life like? What do they feel right now?
Sometimes all anybody needs is a little perspective. One of my favorite books of all time by Andy Andrews, The Noticer, and it talks about perspective and how little perspective we have, how our entire world is ran by our biases and by our perception, and how if we can step out of that veil and get into our perspective and start to see that everybody's got a backstory, everybody's got shit that they're worried about, everybody's dealing with the same shit, chances are we're not as divided and we're not as all in different directions as the media would like us to think we are. Chances are the general population is the general population, and the general population is dealing with the general population problems. It's just how it works. It's not like we've created some society where that doesn't happen. So utilize perspective. Perspective is so doggone powerful. If you can just step back, even if it's something where you're just sped up, stepping back from your own life and just saying, wait a minute, I need some perspective on this. Why is this happening? Why am I acting this way? That's the thing. What part of this is mine? That's perspective. That's not perception. Perception is I'm always right. Everybody, I'm the smartest man in the room. I didn't have no part in this. Everybody else fucking started. They hung up the streamers. They did the party. I just attended the party. I'm not the one who threw the party. That's perception. Perspective is I came to the party. I had some energy, some vibe, something to do with this party. How did I make this situation, and what could I have done better, and what were the other people in that situation doing as well? And how can we all improve more in the future? And do I need to be surrounded with those people? And that's perspective, man. And sometimes all anybody needs is a little perspective.
Miss Metal said it yesterday. We're always going to be the villain in someone's story. That's their perception of us. They're going to look at you like there's nothing that person could have ever done right for me, no matter how much you did for them. They're never going to look at you as being a good person. Well, that is their reality. And in my game that I've always played my whole life, I've been in sales my whole life and in leadership management consulting. Perspective is reality. And that person, when they look at you a certain way, or they had a bad experience with your company or a company that aligns with you or anything in that, it carries on to you, and you carry that weight, whether you like it or not. And in order to change that perspective, it takes a lot of work in people. It takes a lot of interest, a lot of investment, a lot of effort to make that happen. And the perception that you see from yourself is never really true. It's built by the biases that you've been told the entire time. Let me just say it this way. If nobody ever told you that the stove was hot and you never touched it, you would never know that it was hot. It would never be something that was in your mind. So your perception of that stove would never be a death device. It would never be something that hurt you, because you never touched it. You never knew it was hot, and it was never something that was on your radar. So you got to understand that the things that you perceive in your life are built by the biases and the rules. We talked about rules earlier that this world has placed on you, whether it was the rules your teacher put on you, your wife, your mother, your dad, your kids, whoever it might have been. They put those rules on you. So you start to abide by those rules, which you perceive as being the right thing. Perspective is a whole different situation. Perspective is understanding that vision of everybody else around you, understanding the vision of the world as a whole, and finding out where you fit as a puzzle piece in that, and how you can create the best picture and how you can create the most impact when you go ahead and insert yourself into that picture.
Yep. Yep. Some of my favorite Bustamante perspective, and Bustamante is, man, one of my favorite guys out there right now that just doesn't get enough credit and is really under the radar. I mean, he's not under the radar, but he doesn't get as much credit as he deserves. He's got so many other cool little things like that he talks about. So shout out to Andrew Bustamante. Great stuff. Perception versus perspective. Your fourth and final clip of the day, my friends, is something a little different. And then it's kind of a harsh reminder, and maybe it's going to be a smack in the mouth to some people watching this here this morning. But I thought it was beneficial to bring this complete dipshit to the show. One, Gavin Mayo. If you don't know Gavin Mayo, he was a former collegiate star turned complete sack of fuck who is a rugger. And he basically decided to utilize communities and utilize people and their funds to make himself rich, as so many people have before. I won't ruin the whole thing here, but this, my friends, is just a real subtle reminder on you got to be careful who you trust.
No, I'm a billionaire, and it's not everyone's like, they're always like, some people ask me that same question, and I'm like, I am a billionaire. Because let's think about it. Does a billionaire have a liquid $1 billion in his bank account? No. Okay, so is he actually a billionaire? No. Like liquid billionaire? No, I'm not a liquid billionaire yet. Probably will be mathematically soon. But I'm a billionaire because, number one, let's just say I can make, I don't know, 10, 20 ETH a day. That's like, let's just call it like 500 to $1 million a month. That's like 12 mil a year. You do like a money calculator since it's like a hedge fund style thing. We're already in the hundreds of millions of just me, that the money I can generate and the money that I make. And then other businesses. I'm a Web3 wealth manager now. Like I own a hedge fund for the chat and manage money for people. If I went in the chat today and was like, I have this huge opportunity, everyone give me $500,000 I can afford. Probably could raise about $50 to $100 million right there. So as far as the money calculator thing, I think my net worth is above $1 billion and hopefully $1 trillion soon. That's how I see it. A lot of people are like, that's crazy, that's stupid. But if you break it down technically, I think I'm a billionaire. At least 100 million, at least. Yeah. As far as the money I manage, but yeah.
A Web3 wealth manager? You know that doesn't exist, right? You know that's not a real thing, right? You know that all of these NFT projects that are offering, you buy our NFT and you give us money and we'll give you return on investment, are in severe securities violations. And once they come crack down on this fucking space, they're all going to get smoked. Those are the guys that you buy into. And I'm sorry if I'm talking directly to somebody right now, but those are the guys who sit behind the profiles of all these projects and all this shit, the books and the fucking, all these people. That is who they are. And that man who I just mentioned, I don't even want to say his name again, not even give him any more clout. He has said over and over again, the cars I post, the money I post, the watches I post are not mine. I do that for clout to generate shit. He said it in the past, yet people still believe it's him. And he's still just this mega billionaire. What are we talking about? You said it, and it's stuck with me since you've said it, Swirl One. There are people who are saying 100 times stupider shit than us, or 10 times stupider shit than us. I'd say, fuck it, 100 times stupider shit than us, that are getting 1,000 times more views and clicks and everything than we are getting. And that's just absolutely bananas to me. I mean, these people who talk a hot game, you know, one thing that I've realized, starting to surround myself with more astute people, those who have money don't talk about money. Those who make real money don't sit around and say, yeah, I'm a millionaire, I'm a billionaire. They don't buy fucking dumbass Gucci, stupid fucking zip-up jacket, whatever the fuck that was. They don't show up to NFT events in orange leopard print fucking shit with blue shit and then show up in that same jacket on the same fucking days, every single day, the same event in the same jacket. You know who I'm talking about, Swirl One. 3 separate fucking people did that, who are so astute in the NFT space, who people would fucking just, oh, you know, they're so great, they're so amazing. Oh, really? They're so amazing, but they can't put on a fresh fit from Friday, Saturday to Sunday. I got barely 2 cents to rub together, and I'm looking fresher than these motherfuckers with half my head shaved off. What the fuck are we talking about right now? So that's when I said, when I came back from NFT Vegas and I said, hey, check it out. These motherfuckers ain't who they say they are. And I'm on my way to getting who I need to be. Y'all might as well just start rocking with me and start fucking with them. And now look where I'm at and where them dipshits are at. It's only going to continue to do this. It's only going, the separation is only going to get more disparaging. And then eventually they're going to say, wait, we were on that guy's show. We need to tag along. Blah, blah, blah. Do you think these people haven't approached me and asked me to do certain things? You think these people haven't approached me and asked me to go in different directions and try and utilize my show and my brand and my platform to sell out and do exactly what these people are doing? You think people haven't approached me to do that? You think that I'm just nobody? I'm just some dipshit. Wrong. I didn't sell out multiple NFT projects. Wrong. You think people haven't approached me to do that? I could sell out if I wanted to. I could be that dumb fuck. No thanks. I'm more interested in this. I like this journey a whole lot better.
That guy is definitely, I don't even have words. I don't even want to slander or do it. I'm just going to say, That's not what you look for when you're looking for. It was just the way he was presenting himself on stage is something I would. And I said it the other day. You know, if you have $1 million and only you have $1 million, you spend dollars, then you're no longer a millionaire. You have to have enough to where when you invest and you continue to pull out, that it doesn't pull your millions. Because again, the second you spend $1, you're no longer a millionaire. And here's the other thing too. You can't make $1 million in crypto, pull out $1 million and expect to have $1 million because you're going to have to pay taxes on that. So I'm just telling you right now, it's a longer game than that. And here's the other thing too. If you understand investments, you understand that you need to have things in there for long term. If not, you're paying capital gains tax on everything that's out there. So there's a way to play this game, and everything you're hearing from that guy obviously is BS, if you will. But I'll say this, and back to Capp's point, everybody that I have ever known who's had any real money in it, they don't sit and talk about what's in their bank account. It's not about any of that. And you know, the other thing too is that you got to understand too is those people don't look at the price tag either. You know, I don't look, and I remember talking about this yesterday when I was, you know, talking to myself. Sometimes I need expert advice. So
shout out, Mac.
That's right. So I'll sit there and I'm talking to myself about certain things. And I remember, you know, there's a time and place, and I was talking to my boy Eagle Gus about this yesterday, where in the past, when I was struggling to do certain things, and I've been where Capp's at and other people, I'm telling you, there's been time where I couldn't rub two nickels together, and I was worried about certain things. And as I tried to get things done, boy, they costed me so much more money because I didn't have money, because I didn't have credit, because I didn't have references, because I didn't have all the things I have now. So they costed me more. Why? Because the risk was higher on the person that was trying to believe in me. Now that I believed in myself and I put myself in a place to win, everything that I need right now kind of comes really quickly and easily, which is a scary thought, is what I thought to myself. And I said, you know, I go and buy things now and I don't worry about, oh, what's in the bank account. Doesn't mean I'm rich, but what it means is at least I'm taking care of the small little things, so that when I take care of those big things, I don't have to. If I'm frivolous with these small things and I start doing dumb things tomorrow, these long-term things that I've got going on right now, they won't last long. It can be gone in 2 months. It can be gone in one day. People always ask, oh, what would you do if you had $1 million? Where would you spend it? I wouldn't spend it. I wouldn't. You know, that's where I miss. That's where you guys miss. That's why I always say, if you switched bank accounts with Elon Musk, the difference is you would start spending. He hasn't spent money in days. There's a difference there. It's a mindset.
Yeah, 150%, man. 150%. Fuck, you just. Oh, you just took some shit that I've been thinking about and just slate it, put it right out live there in prime time. That was some good stuff right there. Who say who's no? And that was actually Russ. I'm listening. I need listening to myself. I can't remember the lyrics right now. I'm listening to myself to get expert advice. Something like that. Who say who's no? Man, that's a fire album. If you haven't listened to Santiago, and I feel like it didn't get too much love.
He doesn't get a lot of play, bro. So
no, because he's emotional. He's conscious.
Yeah.
He speaks on the real shit, and he doesn't speak on the real shit like fuck Biden, I'm Trump, blah blah. He doesn't, because he knows that's all a game, and he speaks about real game. He puts real game in his music. That's why I've always loved Russ. And he's more than just a rapper. He's a lyricist. He's a musician. He makes all of his own beats and all of his own music, all of his own pianos, and every sound you hear is only by Russ. He does not buy beats. He doesn't work with anybody else. It is Russ. Diamond. No, Diamond. And it might sound like Diamond. Well, it was supposed to be close to that. Do it every day, music or nothing is what his brand stands for, Diamond. Do it every day, music or nothing. I mean, come on. That's just some good shit right there. Shout out Russ. Shout out Gavin Mayo. Shout out Gavin Mayo for giving us some perspective on what not to be. Shout out Andrew Bustamante and Lex Friedman. Shout out Luke Belmar, and shout out Chris Williamson. There, my friends, is your second segment of the day. And it is time to begin the wrap-up of this fine morning program. It's time to get into your third and final segment of the day, where we connect with you, the live viewer, where we dive over there into the chat and see what's been burning on your brain, melting on your heart, festering on your soul all morning long. So if you haven't put something in the chat and it's just been festering around there for the last hour or so, drop it right down over there, don't you know? And once we get through this transition, we'll slide up on the screen and we'll start popping those comments down below. Nah, me. As we get into your third and final segment of the day, my friends, it is time for your answers from the Anvil. Alrighty then, my friends. Here we are back live in prime time for your final segment of the day.
I should shave tomorrow. I'm just gonna say,
dude, I can't even tell you didn't shave, bro. I can't even tell.
Can't see my beard, bro. What do you mean you can't see?
I'm
serious right now. I mean, look at this.
Give me a break, dude. It's barely a 5 o'clock shadow.
Bro,
I gotta do some lining up either today or tomorrow.
Bro, you can't see my line, bro. It's like.
Yeah, man, I think you're all right. Looks more like a shadow from the light and the desk and stuff. I think you'll be okay. I think you'll be all right, man. I think it's going to take you a little longer to hear one day.
I'm a Yankee. I can't have it, bro.
I understand. And then I'm like, oh, I have a great beard. And then I look at Belongfellow and I say, wow, that's a great beard. Who's to say, who's to know?
Bro, shout out.
He's got some lettuce. He's got a beard. I don't know if you saw, he was out there making snow angels in the snow the other day with his class. Put that out on the timeline. Shout out Longfellow, man.
I did see that.
But my friends, here we are. Answers from the Anvil, where we connect with you, the live viewer, out there that's been getting your triggers tripped all morning long. So if you got some gears turning, as I've been seeing it happen, as we've been yakking away all day, put it in that live chat. And we'll pop it up here on the screen, baby. DEEZY, shift us up, my guy. What do we got out there this morning? Delta 24, the first one in the chat outside of DJ Swirl One. GM peeps, it's a wonderful Wednesday to be alive. Fourth place is good. Why does this go over my head? What does that mean? Fourth place is good. Why does that go over my head?
I'm laughing at Jared right now, dude.
Oh, shit.
I gave him a little "what's up" in the camera, and then he said,
"This motherfucker,
okay, hitting on me on live TV, bro. Chill." Getting all flushed.
Oh shit! Shout out Aunt Donnie. We love you. Fourth place is good. What does that mean? Fourth place is good
because she was the fourth in the chat.
Oh, got it. Sorry, thanks for getting me up to speed. Shout out to you, Aunt Dottie. Fourth place is good for sure. Definitely when you're talking about that and horseshoes and hand grenades. Who's to say? Who's to know? Jeff Oglesby, a little extra onto his usual GM to all you magnificent people. He says this morning. Great morning, Mr. Oglesby. Hope you've had a great start to your day. Spread a little light down there in Misery. Who else we got out there? Oh, there he is, the man, the myth, the legend. Our guy. Great morning, everyone. We just dropped the cats off. They're getting fixed. Yay! Yeah, don't take that cone off their head, bro. No matter how bad you want, don't take the cone off their head. Let them suffer through it. They're not really suffering. They'll be all right. Swirl One, good morning, Nick. Jared, your cats are going to be mad AF. Never trust you again type shit. Who's to say, who's to know? Morning, Diamond fam. Great morning, Nick. Great to see you in here. How you doing, my guy? Appreciate you sliding through, starting your day the right way. The Queen's in the building. Roll out the red carpet, everybody. Great Wednesday morning, family, says GP. Let's crush the day. Spread that PLP. Blessings to all. Blessings right back to you, Grammy P. Shout out to you. Hey, Swirl One, we might have to make a little road trip. Go down and see old GP. You know, it ain't that far now. You know, we just might have to make a crazy little road trip one day. Go see GP.
I got a couple cars.
Yeah, you know, who's to say we just do some crazy shit? Who's to say?
Who's a new one too?
Oh, and now you're in the area. I mean. And that you don't really, you know, do anything else for the holidays. You know, who's to say, who's to know? Who's to know? That's a long ways away, but I just, you know, I'm just thinking early. You know, I see the vision outside of just the mission. Mr. Metal in the building. Shout out one half of the Metal Crazies. G to the M, fam. G to the M. Let's go crush this beautiful day today. Rain, snow, or shine, we will not be stopped. Did you know that they got snow down there? He was posting all type of pictures. They got like...
Oh, they were so excited, you could act like they'd never seen it before.
Well, sheesh. I mean, Florida's where snowflakes go to die, for crying out loud. I mean, that's not snow weather. Who's to say? That's crazy. That's crazy. Maybe we will get snow after all today.
It's snowing right now.
Not, but, oh, yeah, we got a little... That's not snow. It's snow, but that ain't snow. Kim Jones, Mama Cap in the building. Y'all are killing it already. Let's go. Shout out to you, Mama Bear. Appreciate you always bringing the vibe to the chat. Angel SD, great morning, chicken suckers. Oh, shout out.
That's awesome.
That's fucking great. That's what I'm talking
notice
about.
that till just now. Dude.
As I was reading it, bro, and it just came out, dude. That was fucking great. Shout out, SD. Shout out to you, man. That Smash Hammer got a little crazy this morning. LL. Make sure he doesn't hurt himself.
That motherfucker was doing a little of this.
Who's
he was doing some of this.
It needs a little more air in it. I noticed it's got a little play to it. It's got a little play in it right now. Who's to know?
A little flaccid.
Yeah, it's a little flaccid. It's not as firm as it was. I got to get the old pump out. You know, I get a little. Who's no? This shit took me like 30 minutes to blow up too. This ain't no fucking joke.
It's
bro.
full of hot air if you blew it up, bro.
It definitely is, man. Who's no? It is what it is. Is what it is, man. Shut the fuck up. Great morning. D's, hit me with that. You know what one I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, D's. You have reached. Come on, give it to me one time. Just give it to me one time. He's got to find it real quick. When somebody's just talking too much shit or trying to be the smartest guy in the room.
You've reached your limit on talking. Shut the fuck up.
That's my favorite. Mr. G. Lou, great morning, my friend. How do you do? Shout out to you and Mrs. G. Lou. I was going back and forth with Mr. G. Lou on some biblical perspective yesterday. You know, a lot of people, boy, oh boy, I'm going to have to make some more content because people are using the old good book to, as we were talking about, confirm their biases, go back down the wrong rabbit holes, not look at the right things, try to utilize the book to confirm red pills that aren't the right red pills, and try to get people to believe things that the book's not saying. Man, it is so crazy how people are utilizing that right now to try and get likes and views and reposts and not even trying to actually speak the truth. They're just trying to confuse people. Oh, it is the craziest thing in the world right now. And if you hear somebody reference James 5:12, they're not talking about the... All right, I just got to clear this up because you will literally, if you just scroll through social media, you will see the other side of the coin of Trump not putting his hand on the Bible, that whole thing. People are saying, well, James 5:12, you're not supposed to swear on anything. Yes, as the word says, a yes or no will suffice. You're not supposed to say, and forgive me, Father, I'm not using your name in vain. This is just for example. That's how much I don't like to do this. I swear to God, you're not, that's what you're not, oh, I swear to God, I'm going to get this done. You're not supposed to do that. Swearing an oath of office is not the same thing. That's not even close to the same thing. And there's rules and regulations. And at the end, they say, so help me God. So can we please stop utilizing the book to confuse people about rules and systems that have been put into a new world about a book that was written about an old fallen world? Like, boy, oh boy, I'm going to have to start talking about the biblioteca a little bit more. Oh, that's the library. The La Biblia. La Biblia, that's what it is. Who's to know? Si Cristo mi ama, si Cristo mi ama, si Cristo mi ama, la Biblia dice así. Who's to know? That is Jesus Loves Me.
I know what it is.
Spanish version. Well, I know you know because you're of the descent, but I
speak spinach.
We got a lot of whites. We got a lot of basic whites out there that don't know what the hell I was just saying. Who's to say, who's to know? Shout out to all my whiteys. Oh, speaking of, Brian Live Dog Livingston. What's up, Live Doggy Dog?
We're about to hear about them drones, find out what's going on over there.
Ooh, buddy.
I can't wait.
Ooh, buddy. Shout out, dog. GM Diamond Handers. He says, great morning to you, dog. JK Big Time. GM, everyone. Crush the day as per usual. Shout out to our nation's capital connection. We appreciate you, my guy. Chris Swirl Mala. Great morning, everyone. Happy hump day. Have a spectacular day, DH fam. Right back at you, Chrissy boy. Shout out to you. Appreciate you being in the chat. JM in the building. Happy Wednesday, fam. Another day to be great. You got that right, my guy. That's my only plans. Hope they're yours as well. GG NFT, great morning, GG, and Open 24. Hope you're both having a solid start to the day. GM fam, let's kill the day. I like that. I'm on the battlefield, ready to rock and roll. My battle weapon is sharp. Shout out to you, GG. Ted Logan, the man, the myth, the legend. You're going to see him live in prime time tonight. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Grand Rising fam, Grand Rising to you, Teddy boy. Shout out to you, my guy. Always great to see you. G. Lou, next level frequency when you and your partner are in sync. Whether we are in the same room or miles apart, it's insane. It is kind of wild. The old G. Lou's are pretty tuned in. Pretty dialed.
That's
dialed in.
I've totally heard about that.
100%. And I've, they're like sympathy pains and all that shit. And yeah,
I've heard about all that shit. I think it's real when you got that much of a connection with somebody for that long. It's kind of hard not to.
I think so. Who's to say, who's to know? Jared Albright, I posted, it's the Mockingbird effect. I said they want us to be ungrateful. It's what they are pushing out. I said they want us to feel this and put out those negative vibes. I said, that. I am staying grateful. Absolutely. We don't even have to, the media doesn't even have to be negative anymore. They don't even have to push propaganda. We just do it for them. We just be negative for them. We just throw all the shit all over the timeline for them. I mean,
funny. They throw the ball up and we just start, oh yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Oh yeah, hey, make them that good. Whoa, yeah, this is awesome. While all the big things are happening outside of the doggone matrix. Golly Moses. Jared Albright, exactly. It's a war out there. You can't let anyone or anything bring you down. Shout out, good sir. Love that perspective. G. Lou, let's not talk about selling crypto to buy NFTs or selling the profits that you made on some of the best penny stocks you've ever called in your life that turned into $60, $70, $80 clips for your boy at this time. And I would be a millionaire. Yes, you and me both, my friend. But I can't get hung up on the past. If I did it before, I can do it again. That is my exact mindset, man. That's why I mentioned it. That's why I said the things I did.
And you survived that whole series and all that chapter and everything else, and you're probably better for it. So
100%, man. Yeah, I look at that old wallet. Phew, boy. Yee-hoo! JK Big Time, shout out to you. You get what you expect. So expect greatness, baby. Ooh, yes, sir. I like that. Pissed off for greatness around here. Shout out to you, sir. Ted Logan, a little perspective on how you do the small things is how you do the big things was a huge lesson to learn. It changes the way you look at the small tasks. They're all important. Damn right. How you do anything is how you do everything. And if you can control your brain in the small tasks, you can control your brain in the big tasks. Who's to say, who's to know? Our friends over at Radio Free Hub City Live, the legendary Ken Buckler and the beautiful Miss BB. The things I've been most successful at in life are the things I've had no training on, no education, because I have a different perspective than those who have and are set in their ways. That's some great perspective there, Ken.
I feel right there.
I feel that for sure. I think about that with all the time I spent in school, and I got a bachelor's degree, and I'm sure DZ thinks about it with his master's too. But, I apply a few things that I learned from time to time, and it definitely got me in the right direction. But I've learned so much just throwing shit at the wall and trying to build business and having one business fail and being on this and now the third iteration of this business. I've learned so much more out here in the streets than I could have ever learned in a damn book. I'll tell you that for sure. Shout out, Ken. Mrs. Metal in the building. There she is, her usual morning perspective. Remember, you can't change what has happened in the past, but you can change your life today and start focusing on the beautiful things that can change your future. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. The past is... What the hell's that quote? The past is history, the present or the future is a mystery, and the present is a gift. That's why it's called the present moment. Who's to say, who's to know? There we go. I knew I'd remember that. I would just start talking about it. Bella Rossi, the beautiful Mama Snow. Fantastic morning, everyone. Mrs. Metal, you got that absolutely right. She liked that one. Yeah, that was some good perspective right there. Some good stuff for sure. Shout out Mama Snow. Who else we got out there, D's? Anything good to wrap up the show? History was made in Northwest Florida. We have about 7 inches of snow with some ice. Holy smokes. I bet everybody down there.
Northwest Florida, though, isn't really considered Florida to a lot of people, though. It's more like Alabama.
That's OPCB. That's party time. That's party time around there.
It's funny because when you're down in South Florida, they don't consider that part like real Florida.
Who says no? Hey, I think they're Floridians. I've lived in the middle of the damn country.
Floridians. They're everywhere.
I've lived in the middle of the country my whole fucking life. I'm ready to branch the hell out. I'll tell you that. Jared Albright, you guys always know what to say, when to say it. It's kind of magical. Just saying. Hey, who's say, who's to know? Appreciate you, Jared Albright. We just real raw and open, man. Let the word, let God give us some words and just speak. Just speak. That's it, man. It's kind of the gift. It's what we've been blessed with. Gratitude is the attitude, Mr. G. Lou. And yes, Kung Fu Panda vibes. You better believe it. And how DZ
there is no secret ingredient.
It's only you. It's only you. Man, back in those days, they were making Disney movies that had at least a little perspective or some good shit to them. Now they're just confusing.
They're trying to confuse the kids.
Man, what the fuck?
And if you don't think they are, you're not watching the movie.
You ain't watching.
What you're doing, you're putting your kid in front of it so they can watch it.
Man,
it's working.
Man, I listened to this woman reading this bedtime story book about the back door. Man, it was literally about the back door. It said everybody likes to use the front door, but you can use the back door. And sometimes the back door will be overgrown and a little bit darker, but you can just force your way through. Like, literally saying that shit in a children's book. And as adults, we all know what the hell that book's talking about, but those children ain't got no idea. It's fucked. It's fucked. It's not good out there.
It's at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
It's not good out there, kids. Who's say, who's to know. But there you have it. Your third and final segment of the show. Shout out to all you beautiful humming beings. Gave us some additional perspective, knowledge, insights. Shout out to all you throwing those GMs around. Thanks for helping the chat be popping all morning long. Well, my friends, that's segment 1, 2, and 3. Your sharpening session, answers from the Anvil, and a little reaction refinery. Here's me. All that's left to do is wrap this bad boy up for the day. 37 minutes after the top of the hour, wherever you might be tuning in live in prime time across this great nation, or maybe on the opposite side of the flat plane. Who's to say, who's to know? Well, my friends, that's all we got coming your way. It's time to wrap this bad boy up. Paper or plastic, put a bow on that stem of my beach. And we start that a very specific way by checking back in with DJ Swirl One. Any final thoughts, reminders, comments, perspectives, questions, anything in between for episode 652?
I do. I think today was a great way to start our hump day. If you don't know already, things are always the way you start. So I always start this with this entire show. Gets me into a nice vibe, a nice way to kind of tackle all these challenges or frogs that we might find out there today and go where no one else will ever go. Really enjoyed the chat today. Lots of fun to see that going and doing what it was going to do. That was exciting. It was fun. It was great to see everybody talking Shiza and going back and forth in there. So shout out to Jared, Mrs. Glue, Mr. Glue, Mrs. Metal, Ted Logan, all you crazy dudes that are ladies that are in the chat. Also, hey, do us a favor, share the show. We'd really appreciate that. We need to break out this algorithm. So the more of you that push this show in every direction that we can possibly go, it's only going to help us. We need to get a few more people to come into part of this family, do all that. So we really appreciate that part. I speak for DZ. You heard him back there, Mr. Producer. Thank you so much for showing up today and starting your day with Forge and Fuel. I'm going to hit a gymnasium. And I'm going to watch the snow start to come down. And I got a lot of things to do, lots of things to do today. So I'm going to get them all done. And tonight, I'm excited about that show you got going on. So I'll yield back and you can tell everybody.
Woo! Hell yeah. Shout out Swirl One.
Nice. Thank you.
Shout out. DJ Swirl One, we appreciate the hell out of you, guy. Thanks for all your insights, your thoughts, your perspective all morning long. Yeah, we could go another hour, Ted, but we got shit to do. We got things to accomplish. We got missions to get done today before we do become back live in prime time tonight. That's right, my friends. Decoding the Divide, live in prime time, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, and it's a special edition of The Divide
Whatever
this week.
you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Who's to say?
I don't have some Matrix stuff I can't show on the screen.
Huh?
I need to get some Matrix stuff I can show on the screen when that happens, so I could.
Yeah, that'd be pretty.
Put some Mr. Smith glasses on or something.
Dude, I gotta get my Mr. Smith. I gotta get my my broken ones.
You can buy those like anywhere.
I know. I need to get my pair back. I need to get them back ASAP. However, Decoding the Divide. We have been going through the divide. We've been working through the world hierarchy pyramid and all the systems of control here as of late, and
Quite
how
a chart you have there, sir.
Hemmed in. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Shout out. I can't thank the young man who made it, but he updates it regularly. And boy, oh boy, it is a chart, my friend. Whew! We got a lot more to get through. But we're not going to be diving in that this evening. See, I'm going to be graced. I get the opportunity.
You got royalty showing up tonight.
Bruh. I've never seen them on another show. I've never seen it, especially on a live program. I've never seen these.
Are they going to fold because they're on a live program? Is that going to be a...
They might crack like Humpty Dumpty falling off the ledge, boy. I don't know. We'll see. I might have to scoop them back and put them up in their shell. I don't know what'll happen, man. We'll see if they can handle the
Putting
pressure.
in sticks, bro. Putting in sticks.
If you don't know, you won't know, my friends. Our good friends. Friends of this program. We're friends of their program. Our friends over at the Phone Booth Podcast, Ted Logan and Bill S.E. Squire, and maybe a surprise appearance from Rufus, who's to say, who's to know, are going to be on Decoding the Divide tonight. We got so many good things to talk about. Again, we're going to stay away from the world hierarchy pyramid, and we're going to dive into their world, what they talk about, where they're at.
Spicy meatball.
Maybe a little flat. Who's to say, who's to know? We're also going to tackle things that are going on right now. Talk a little bit of this, a little bit of that, because they be posting shit on the timeline all the time, and nobody ever asks them questions about what they're thinking. You know, they just be in their comment sections just talking shit about them, or they say, hey, we love that great stuff, whatever. But nobody asks them questions ever. So I'm going to put them on the old grill this evening, flip them around a couple times, and see if they can survive the old fire flame of Decoding the Divide. And also, if you are a member of the Diamond Hand fam, full-time in the Gateway, subscribing every single month, you get the opportunity to ask Bill and Ted a couple of questions. So if you got something burning on the brain, melting on the heart, you've been wanting to ask these fucking suckers, just get in the Gateway, go to the Red Pills and Rabbit Holes / Decoding the Divide channel, and you will see the first post within there has Bill and Ted's picture right there, and you'll see a little blurb, and you can drop your questions in that comment section, and we'll bring them to the show tonight. Once again, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. We'll see you live in prime time. Outside of that, if you're looking for the Gateway, and you're not already in there, if you're looking for another pertinent link to DHMG or GACC, you can find it all down in this episode's description, along with our social media platforms and everything in between. And while you're messing around laughing down there in the description, maybe you could hit a subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any additional content. Maybe I got something coming out today. Who's say, who's no? Maybe I got another little game stream. Maybe a different sport show this time. Maybe I put up 400 yards on the Tennessee Titans, Chris Oswald-Mata, and In Progress's favorite team, and I just had to give him a double version. Said, I beat the dog shit out of your boys, so let me just put it live and go viral live in prime time. I don't know. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Maybe there's something coming out. If you enjoyed this program, hit a like. Share it out with somebody who you think could use the vibes. Leave a comment if you haven't already. If you're watching on X, hit a like, hit a repost, hit a quote post. Let the people know why you tuned in live in prime time. If you see a clip out there that we post, please repost that on your timeline. If you would like to make your own clip, steal something from this show, slapped you in the face, go right on ahead. No trademarks. Just tag us and we'll put it out on our timeline too, because we love to see that. You know how that algo gets. And outside of that, just smash the shit out of whatever buttons you see on your screen, because it only helps us continue to make this show bigger and better for each and every one of you tuning in. Nah, I mean. But for now, my friends, it's time to officially bid thee adieu. But not before we remind you that number one, even a 2-year-old can make an excuse.
What?
Number two, even a dead fish can go with the flow.
What?
And number three, being that this here show is a member of the Diamond Hand Media Group, I ask you keep in mind that DHMG, we don't only HOLD,
What?
we hold each other up. And right now is one hell of a time to flex those diamond hands. Shout out to each and every one of you flexing those diamond hands on a day in and day out, night in and night out basis. We appreciate you from the bottom of our hearts. Thanks for tuning in this morning. And every single morning, you choose to invest your most valuable asset here at Forge and Fuel, your time. We'll continue to pay back that asset to you by showing up each and every day on the consistent, persistent pursuit of our passions, giving you some high-quality ROI, and being right by your side while you pursue yours. We can't thank you enough for being super soldiers, being the 1%, setting the precedent that we want to see not only on YouTube, on Rumble, on X, but inside this entire wide world, whether it be a globe or a flat plane, whatever you think it might be. We also can't thank you enough to you OGs for being the Diamond Ham fam. Shout out to all your support and being the foundation of everything we do. Shout out to each and every one of you tuned in live in prime time right now, watching the recording or wherever you may be. We hope you have a terrific rest of your day, unless you have any other plans. But for now, my friends, as always, peace and love.